Rock and Roll Trucker.
This is the Rock and Roll Trucker. We're knocking out miles, we're eating good, we're rocking and rolling and having a good time. Come along for a ride. Let's see where we can go today.
Good Monday morning. It's March 11th. Can't believe I'm saying that still. I say this every time. I'm like, man, how did we get 3 months into the 2024 already? I don't know. It's been a few days since I've seen you all. Got lazy on my filming. Just hadn't been feeling it lately, and I don't want to record if I'm not feeling it. I don't want to, just put something up just for the sake of putting it up. I want to put something up when I really feel like being on here and talking to y'all. But here we are. Bright, beautiful, sunny day here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. We are up and at it, and we're on the way to Coca-Cola. Picking us up some Coca-Cola to run down to Montgomery, Alabama. We got a 10 a.m. appointment. It is 9:46 right here. We're just a few short miles away, so we should be pulling into the gates right on time. We had a full weekend this weekend. Aaron's daughters came, well, we had to go pick them up in Alabama, and they came and hung out for the weekend, and we drove them back down yesterday. And then, of course, at the time change, we got a little bit longer of an evening, sunlight in the evening time yesterday. So we went out, started roaming around town, had a couple of cold drinks and stuff like that. We just kind of lost track of what time it was because we were, it's that first day back with the sun going down at a different time, So we just kind of ended up out on town all into the evening hours there, just hanging out and roaming and chatting it up with people and talking and just enjoying a day. And we enjoyed hanging out with her daughters, and we're back at it. Always back at it. I'd much rather, would have much rather had several more days of carrying on amongst ourselves, just hanging out and enjoying life, visiting with the family and the kids and all that stuff like that. But we got to finance this thing we call life, this capitalistic system we live in. We got these high rents and high mortgages that's got to be paid. We got these high, utility bills and grocery bills. A lot of us got a car payment we got to pay up. We got truck payment. We got things. We got the capitalism machine to feed y'all. So we got to get out here on the road and continue to do that. That's what we're doing. I just drove through Birmingham and everything yesterday, taking the girls back to Alabama down there, and then we got to go right back down horrible PTSD, anxiety-inducing I-59 again today. You feel like you're going to fall through the earth with the way that garbage road is built. Even the sections where they've patched stuff up temporarily is already destroyed, and feels like you're going to fall down, to China or Australia, one or the other, every time you hit a pothole. So I hate going down I-59. I don't mind Birmingham. Don't mind Birmingham at all. We've actually had a chance to roam around there some here in the last few years, quite a bit. And we've kind of found some stuff we enjoy about Birmingham, but the ride down, no. Don't enjoy that at all. Don't enjoy that at all. Sometimes I get so tired of the condition of 59. It's like I'll jump over there on like the actual state highway. I don't know, 11 is it Highway 11 through Georgia there in Alabama? I can't remember. I think that's the name. But there's a highway that runs fairly parallel to 59 for most of the way down into Birmingham there, and takes a little longer, but man, that's a lot more of a peaceful ride, and you get some scenic views out that way. Nice drive if you've never done it. But, where are we at now? We're over here on Highway 153 over here in Chattanooga. We got to go over here down to exit 5, exit 6. I think it's exit 5 over here. Maybe just a mile or two away from where we got to be. We got about 10 minutes to get there, and we're about 10 minutes away, so I guess that'll work out just right. Usually later in the day, sometimes they'll work with you, let you in earlier, but a lot of times at this particular Coca-Cola, they won't let you in early, so it's they'll check you in, but they won't give you your door till right on time. So a lot of times it works out better just to show up right on time. Usually if you show up right on time, they'll get you right to your door without having to sit there and wait any. So that's what we're doing today, pushing it right down to the last minute. How was y'all's weekend? My weekend was pretty good. Pretty good. Tell me about yours. Did you have a good weekend? I'd like to know. Tell me about it. Chat it up with me in the comments. We're still not setting the world on fire on this channel. We have some shorts and stuff, little short form videos on here that take off every now and again, but we just haven't really been successful at building a whole lot of a community on this channel here. I'm about a year into it now, coming up on the first. I've had the channel for ages, but I haven't really started doing anything to it with it until last year. I'd done various things here and there, but I haven't started making regular use of it until last year on that first trip as an owner-operator when the truck broke down and everything. And that's coming up on a year here, another, few more weeks down the road. Put out a lot of videos. I've had a pretty decent amount of views, I guess. A lot of, I've had some comments, some thumbs up. Done pretty good on some shorts and stuff, but for the most part on the longer videos, we just haven't set the world on fire and built the community the way we thought we would, like some of the other trucking channels. I don't know if I'm just not doing it right or if my content's not interesting enough. I don't know. But get in the comments and chat it up with me. I'd love to get this thing really kicking at some point. I'm not going to stay in trucking forever, and before then I'd actually like to have this channel take off and get some mileage with it. It'd be fun. If not, no big deal. I'll still do it just as a way to vent and get things off my own chest, so keep on doing it. But it'd be nice to get some action. So get in there and chat it up. Tell me about your weekend. Tell me about where you're trucking or where you're working or whatever you're doing. Love to hear about it. For now, I'm gonna get over here and get this load. We're not too far away. I gotta be ready to back into my little parking space on the holding area, get my check-in numbers ready, get in there. So I'll be back with you guys on the way to Alabama there. Y'all be good until then. Here we are again. There's an entire couch on the side of the road there. Well, a big piece of a sectional. I don't guess that's an entire couch, but things you see on the side of the road. We're closing in rapidly on Birmingham here. We got our Coca-Cola load. It took a little longer than normal to check in. It was kind of busy at the check-in today, but man, once they started loading up the truck, they were quick and on it. The Coca-Cola, hey, we were there longer than wanted to be, but still out in and out from gate to gate in less than an hour. And that was even with the delay of checking in. So, if check-in hadn't have been so slow, we would have been out of there really quick. They were on top of it in that dock today. Very quick, very quick. Heavy load, of course. We're rolling right along. We got our fuel in there. Got some fuel to get us on this leg of the trip. Try not to, on the Mondays when I'm getting this last load for the pay period in, I try not to, put the bare minimum fuel just to get me from point A to point B, so as not to have a whole tank of next week's fuel come out of last week's settlement there, if that makes any sense. I know how it works in my mind. I don't know if I'm accurately assessing that, conveying that properly. I don't know, but yeah, we're rolling up on the Trussville area here. We'll be getting off over here on what is it? What's their little bypass around the side there? I'll be doing the little 5, 6, I don't know, whatever the one that takes me from 59 and cuts me across over there to 65 south. So we got to get to Montgomery. This is my second time coming into Birmingham in the last 2 days, because I was actually over here yesterday, like I mentioned earlier, with Fred Garrett's daughter back over here. My second day in a row going down this route here. Get a little monotonous doing this over and over again. Wait, I think I mentioned earlier too, though, we have found some stuff that we like about Birmingham, though. We've got some stuff we'd like to come down here and do when we've got a bit more time to explore. There's a few places we'd like to hit up and dip our toes in, and they've got a really great art museum down here, and they got like a really up and coming downtown area down there. There's actually some pretty neat stuff down there. There's a few watering holes and a few restaurants and a couple of shops down here we'd like to come check out too. And checked out their zoo here last year, the year before, and we enjoyed their zoo. So, no, if it weren't for the state tax, we would actually probably consider moving down here into Alabama somewhere. It would put us probably Huntsville if we were going to do anything. We like Huntsville too, and that would put us closer to the situation with her daughters and also keep us, kind of put me in a better position with my kids too. Well, my one kid's in college. My youngest one, he'll be a junior in high school next year, so they're getting close. You know, I'm getting close to having my kids finished up with their grade school lives and everything. One is, but that would put me in a between the two different situations. Huntsville would put us in a better total geographical situation with both of our kids, and we like Huntsville, but we don't feel like messing with the state tax and all that. It would be a matter of being able to find a good place to live and figuring out if the difference in what we're paying on rent in Chattanooga and what we would get in that area, if the difference of that would make up, you know, I know you generally get a lot of that state tax refunded, but I just don't like having anything extra coming out of my paycheck. I don't like having anything extra to deal with on the paperwork. You know, I don't know. Anybody from Alabama watching this? How does y'all state tax work? Lay it out for me. Tell me how it works. If it's a pain in the butt or if it's easy, like how does that go? Before I sneeze, I'm gonna hop off of here, do a little more driving, get on through Birmingham. I'll catch back up with you guys around Montgomery there, or a little after I get my trailer swapped out. Gonna drop this load, pick up another one right there at the same location. Easy living right there. You know, can't beat that for a dropping hook. But yeah, if you're from Alabama or one of the surrounding states there with state tax, how does it work for you guys? How offensive is it on your paycheck every week? You know, or if you're a 1099 worker, how much does it affect you? I'm 1099, obviously, you know, independent contractor here, you know, since I've got my truck leased owned as an owner-operator to the company I'm driving for, you know, so I don't get a W-2. But if you do have experience with this, let me know. I know most states have income tax. We live in Tennessee, one of the very few small handfuls of states left that don't have it, so never had to deal with it. Curious about it in case if we ever decide to uproot and go somewhere. You never know. But we like the information. So if you got any, pass it up. Love to hear it. It'll be good until I get back here in a little bit. Stay at it. Well, greetings from one of these places that you really don't want to be at for anything other than to just get in and get back out and leave. We're at the Montgomery, Alabama TA truck stop. We just left Coca-Cola with our load. Needed to come over here and cat scale it. I was a bit suspicious of how it was loaded, and I was watching, you know, I was kind of trying to read it based on my suspension gauge, and they had it loaded a little funny, and I slid all the way. I got my tandems all the way up there, you know, as far as you can go. And I was like, I still think it might be heavy on the trailer. Well, I came over here and threw it on the cat scale, and lo and behold, sliding them all the way like that, and kind of basing off my suspension gauge there. Surprisingly enough, I came out almost dead balanced. I was like 32.5 on the drives and like 32.6 on the trailer, and then 11.5 on my steers there. So we came out pretty good. I was pretty confident that I was going to have to go all the way back, but I thought, even with it all the way back, I thought I was still going to be heavy. They load a little bit funny over there in the Montgomery, Alabama Coca-Cola sometimes, so you kind of got to watch out what you're doing over there. But yeah, we got it all figured out. We got it all legal, and now we just got to see our way out of here back onto the interstate and get ourselves pointed towards Augusta, Georgia. Yeah, we're going back to Georgia, Augusta. Don't know where I'm going after that tomorrow. I suspect they'll deadhead me to Savannah. Although I don't. That's the way it happens a lot of times. But our stuff in Savannah has been a little more sporadic recently, so I can't honestly say that is a guaranteed thing. But if there. We did like dropped the load and picked up a load preloaded on the same property there. We like that. That's a good way to live when you're truck driving. That's as good as it gets, honestly. Zero deadhead, zero live load, zero, live unload there. I mean, like, if you're a truck driver, you know that opportunity doesn't come around real often as a road driver, unless you're working for like a company that's got a lot of dedicated, like they're like a hardcore dedicated carrier. So I take that win whenever I can get it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop and splash a little more fuel for this trip. I'm down the road here and find myself a little snack to eat, and then we're gonna boogie on down the highway. It's already 4:30 in Atlanta, and of course we're a couple hours away from there, so hopefully the worst of the Atlanta stuff will sort itself out before we get there. That's what we hope. You can't ever count on that, but you can hope for it. Yeah. I'm gonna get off here, get up here, jump on. We're going to 20 or 80. We're jumping on 85. Yeah, going to 85 north towards Atlanta. I can't remember. I always jump on 20 in Birmingham for one of our other loads. It's 85 down here in Montgomery. Yeah, you go so many places so often, sometimes it just all starts to run together. But we're gonna go run this all together and get y'all on down the road a little further. I'll be in Georgia next time I talk to you. See y'all in a little while. Well, just as I said, I'm coming back to you from the state of Georgia. We made it over here. We just passed up Noonan, Georgia. One of the worst pilot truck stops ever. Don't ever even attempt to try and go get a parking space at that place, and you're best off not trying to fuel at that place. I didn't because I know better, but I have in the past. It's not a winner, but that means we're closing in rapidly on my nemesis in life, Metro Atlanta. How's it gonna go? Will I get caught in traffic, or will I make it through? It's 7:30 here right now, Eastern time. In any normal universe, there shouldn't be any rush hour traffic, but it's Atlanta, so it's a crapshoot. You have no idea. Is it going to be traffic? Is it going to be an accident? Is it going to be construction? You don't know. You never know. You have no idea until you're sitting in the middle of it and it's too late. I have to go through there multiple times every week. It's a symptom of my geographical location of where I live and the company I drive for. It's unavoidable. Can't not go through Atlanta. I hate going through Atlanta. Well, we're trucking along. We got us a little fuel, and we stopped back in Alabama. My fuel stop, there's a 1.9, one of those Pilot 1.9 fuel stops now. It used to be a little fully independent truck stop, and it still seems to be, other than it looks like 1.9 is the fuel vendor now, but it was at exit 70 in Alabama on 85 here, and it's Coweta, Alabama, like the Coweta. I think that's what it's called, Coweta Travel Plaza. But went in there, and they got like a little legitimate, like fully independent, like little mom and pop style, like little restaurant in there, like home cooking. Some ladies running, and had a little buffet going up with all your good like meatloafs and stuff like that. And then they got the flat top grill and burgers and dogs and everything. I believe it was called Blanche's Grill. I can't remember. I think that's what it was called. I'll look it up. But I went in there and I was like, all right, this is better than another Subway or whatever, you know. So I was like, went in there and ordered me a burger and some fries, and it took a few minutes to get it done because they were making them right there on the spot. And man, they brought it out, and there was some perfectly golden, crisp, crinkle cut fries in there, and a perfect sized burger, steamed up bun on it, had all the stuff you need to go with it, had a nice pickle spear with it, and quite tasty. So if you're looking to support an independent little restaurant and looking for something besides, the same old crap we always get, 19 Pilot is the fuel vendor, but don't let that deter you. Go in there and check that out. The store was actually, from last time I was in there was a couple of years ago, and it was just fully independent. Like 19 had nothing, Pilot had nothing to do with it. It was fully independent, and you could tell it had some age on it, and it was not, it was heading toward the direction of 19, of being run down. And it looks like with 19 coming in as the fuel vendor, they've kind of cleaned up and niced up the building and the store and everything. And the store was nice and clean and well stocked, and restrooms. I got it upstairs with the driver's lounge and everything there. So good little stop with an actual restaurant. And I believe the restaurant stays open till about, I think the little sign in the window said 9:30. So you can get yourself an evening time meal there. So in a time when we're losing a lot of truck stop restaurants, there's one. If you get a chance, go give it some support. It was pretty good. It was female owned and operated. It seemed, and good stuff. Good stuff. Go check those ladies out over there at Blanche's there at the exit 70 on 85 in Alabama there. I recommend it. You ought to talk too much, didn't breathe enough. I'm gonna go. We're getting close to Atlanta. Y'all don't want to see me lose my crap in Atlanta. We're gonna try and get past Atlanta and then start assessing our situation of where we're gonna stay for the night. I don't know if I'm gonna drive all the way to the place or not. I probably need to, but parking is an issue around there. So there's one little place right down the street. It's a nice little backup parking spot, but you kind of get, it's kind of a parking on the side of the road kind of deal. There's only spots for a couple of trucks there. So, if I go all the way there banking on that and the spot's not, if it's all occupied, I'm kind of in a stuck spot there. So got to make up my mind, but we're going to go get this figured out, get this drive knocked out, and I will catch up with all of you fine folks after I get stopped there. Y'all be good until then. Well, we made it. We made it to Augusta, Georgia. We slipped in the last little sliver of possible parking space that we could, about 200 yards down from the entrance of where we're delivering in the morning. And it's going to work out. We just made it. Had about 6 minutes left on our clock. Yeah, we cut that one close, but we got here. We're going to be able to deliver on time in the morning. Don't know where I'm going afterwards yet, but hopefully we'll know that pretty soon in the morning. We had a pretty full day today. We went from where we parked the truck in Ringgold, Georgia, right back up the road into the hometown in Chattanooga to load. Went from there to Montgomery, Alabama. From Montgomery, Alabama to right here where I sit in Augusta. It was a full day. We were well over the 500-mile mark today. And I know that's not super trucking. That's not super trucker level. I've done more than that, but you start getting into the 500-mile range, by the end of the day, you feel like you've been working. And just when you're throwing in loads, live loads and dropping hooks and stuff like that, it's hard. That's about what you can cram in, when you're doing multiple things. If you got one of them free days of driving, where you loaded the day before, and you got 2 days to get somewhere, and you got one of them wide open days where you can just get up, take off, and run. You don't have to do anything. You got fuel in your tanks. You ate breakfast in the truck before you took off. You can knock out some mileage that way. But dealing with cities and loads and dropping hooks and everything, you start getting way up in that 550 range. You've done a pretty good day of work in today's modern trucking. But especially I'm pretty much staying regional, so I literally can't do any more than that, because by the time I get to that, I'm where I'm going. So that's what it is. But we did some work. We got done. We're here. I'm about to go to bed. Yeah. I just got the bed made up. Got the freshly washed sheets and blankets on there. Oh, it's going to be such a good sleep. Yeah. But, one album, I'll give a little musical recommendation. One album I've gotten stuck on. I went back to the 90s and revisited. It's a little not on the heavier side that I talk about a lot, but
It's very 90s, very traditional, like kind of blues-based rock, singer-songwriter type rock. But I went and revisited some of the band Counting Crows. And I went back, it's their third album, I think. It's from 96, 97. It's 2 albums after the big album with Mr. Jones and Me and all that stuff and everything on it, but or it may be the next one up after that. I can't remember, but it's called Recovering the Satellites, and it's good, man. It's good. That's one of those bands you shouldn't sleep on them. If you just got tired of hearing like their radio hits or something like that, go back and give some of their albums a chance. Like, listen to the album tracks, listen to the record from start to finish in the way it was meant to be listened to, and you'll get some really good appreciation from them in general, but especially that album. It's got some really, really high quality written songs on it. Good instrumentation, good lyrics, good, just everybody on the album is in, very good form, and just rocking, just light rock, blues rock, singer-songwriter rock, like perfection, really. But yeah, Counting Crows, Recovering the Satellites. That's my musical recommendation for today. And with that, I'm going to say, like I always do, it's nighttime here, so I'm going to say good night. But if it's not nighttime where you are, have a good day or good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever. Spread positivity and good vibes wherever you can. We all need them. This world needs it right now. Be good to your neighbors. Be good to your family. Be good to your people. Be good to strangers. Be good to the pets and cats and dogs and birds and bees and all that stuff like that. Just be good to the world around you. Yeah. Let's make it a better place. 'Cause it sucks. And it's about to get even more suckier with this stupid election coming back up, trying to rip the country apart again. Do good where you can. I'm going to go. Bedtime for me. Night, night. See y'all on the next one.